Okay, I have a potentially uncontroversial use of AI that I want to share with you, but it requires a story. My parents, after living for 40 years in the same small town, have decided it's time to leave. And it made me think about the fact that once they're gone, I have no reason to go back. I don't have any friends there. There's no family remaining. I decided that on an upcoming trip, I'm going to try to document important places in this town so that I can relive them. But it occurred to me I could do this in a pretty interesting way, which is not just to photograph those spaces, but to also take impulse responses, which if you've been following this channel for a minute, you'll know that the first video I released was about impulse responses and how to make them. Impulse responses are used to take a picture of the sonic signature of a space, which you can then apply to other sounds through a process called convolution. So that will allow in the future to make this reminiscing kind of three-dimensional. So I can throw up a photo, load one of these impulse responses into a convolution reverb, and run sounds through it like, ambience, vehicles, voices, and feel what it was like to be in those spaces. But thinking about voices led me to think about something else, which is that my daughter never got to meet one of her two great-grandmothers, which is a shame. Both women are very strong personalities and have built identities that anyone would be proud of. One signature thing for me about this great grandmother is the sound of her voice. Grandma Terry always had NPR on in her kitchen, and whenever we would take road trips, she would play books on tape. Over years and years of hearing storytellers talk and share experience and share their emotions and their feelings, she had a really incredible way of telling stories and a very unique voice to go along with that. I regret that my daughter will never get to hear her great-grandmother read her a bedtime story. So it led me to think, what if, obviously with consent given and the use clearly defined, we could make models of everyday individuals who are important in our own personal lives who maybe don't have a ton of time left with us, so that generations after them who will never get to meet them as people could potentially have them read them a bedtime story. That could be very powerful and a very human impact from AI voice modeling and differentiate it from the silly things it's trying to do by replacing actors and replacing singers and everything like that. So I don't know. What do you think? All right, that's all for today. Bye.